What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, actually, this is like the second video I made from this podcast. Now, the podcast is called Unspoken, right? And so, in the first time I talked about this podcast, I think that I spoke about like how this young lady in the pink dress was talking about like she was a 10 and men were a 7, and they had a lot of fours and fives or sevens at best, and had a lot of nerve to come up to her and wanted to talk to her, right? But this episode right here was like, I think like 40 minutes long. So I said I was going to make a second one. And so this is my second one because she said a few things that I thought, that made for interesting conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak on the second, another comment that she made throughout this video and give my commentary on it. And so with that being said, I'm going to play the audio to this video, and I'm gonna come back and give my comments. But listen to what she says about men and having a roster.
Lose. Which is why women have chosen, and I find that a lot of women are choosing to stay single.
I agree.
It's like it's peaceful.
It's peaceful.
Yeah. I mean, nobody ain't got time, and you just have 5 boyfriends, a whole roster. It's starting lineup. As soon as one say no, you call the next one.
That's what's changed, though. I mean,
all right, so I'm gonna stop it right here, real quick, right? So she's saying that, she's advocating for women to have 5 boyfriends, and that there's a saying in football, and I know a lot of people that follow football real close. They say that if a football team has 2 quarterbacks, they don't have any, right? And so the same thing I think go with relationships. Like, she don't have 5 men. She just have 5 guys who really are just sleeping with her, right? And so the thing about that is you can't build with 5 different men. You just physically you can't do it. And so she missed the whole point of the relationships. Throughout this video, she was talking about dating and how how women have to like get ready, like as far as their nails and their hair and their makeup and stuff like that. But she just gives so many examples of how she's just missing the overall point. She's talking about dating and a dating pool that she's caught up in, right? And so if all she's talking about is dating, then she's missing the whole point, because men who are high value men who that she think that she would like, she's not going to be able to attract them because she's not even in the same, like the conversation is not even the same. She's talking about rosters and dating guys until you find the right guy. The way she's going about it, she will never be able to find the right guy, because number one, men like loyalty. And so if she's not loyal to one guy, like if she don't buy into one guy's program, but she wants to sleep with 5 guys, then basically she's cheating herself. But she don't get that. And so when she says things like this, she's basically she's cheating herself, and she's wasting the guy's time, or they're wasting her or allowing her to waste their time, right? But let me go on and get to some more of what the rest of these ladies and how they feel about what she said.
And it's all
You feel like that's pain?
Because
You saying that?
for me, I'm just
Let's see.
entering the date scene, and I can really only date one person at a time. I can.
Really?
I mean, I know that a lot of
Girl.
people saying date them all, but I have to focus, and I need to know. I do have to focus.
So that's important right there, right? So if that goes for men and women. So if you can't really date a whole lot of people and expect to get the same results as if you was like pouring all your attention and all your energy into one person. So when that lady said, the lady in the white blazer said that, she can't focus, she like to focus, she stand a higher chance, in my opinion, of finding somebody that is, you know, that's compatible with her. And like I said, men who have a purpose and men who are high quality or high value men, they like loyalty. And so they may not know that this lady is dating 5, but they can judge and tell like like she's not all in. So you don't have to see her actually with 5 different people, but there are signs that she can give off that will let them know that she's not really loyalty, and that she basically is she's not really loyal, and that she is basically for the streets. So the lady in the white blazer, she would be more so likely to be able to find somebody because she can focus, and she'll be able to give her attention to somebody else. And so they may be able to, you know, she may be able to find somebody that she can build with. But this lady in the pink dress, you know, she laughing, but basically the joke is on her.
You know what I mean? And I do not feel like I am giving you a fair shot. If checking for Joe and checking for
That's great.
John, whomever.
Well, let me know how that works.
I do
Of course you do, Marcel.
So she said, let me know how that works out for you, right? And I can already tell you that how it's going to work out for the lady in the pink. Like I said, she's not going to be able to you know, to find somebody to build with, because she thinks she had 5 men, but she got a roster, and these guys basically just having sex with her, you know. So let me go ahead, because and you can tell from her attitude and her demeanor, like she holds some resentment against men. You know, just the way she shake her head or her expression and stuff like that, like she definitely holds some resentment against men, because she can't control men. Even when she sleep with men, she can't control men. And now, so she really just cheating herself.
He coming from that.
Why do you agree with Tanya?
Like, she's right. You can't really sit there and say you're really trying to meet somebody if you're not giving them 100%. Like, if I'm sitting there and I got 3 other women and I'm taking everybody
Which
out,
y'all do.
No, but that's now she's on something totally different. I'm just addressing what Tanya's saying, which is agreed. If you really meet somebody and you think that they're worth your time, if you're not giving them 100%, then you're not going to get 100% back. Right. And like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you can't be giving somebody 50% because you have your other 50% spread between 3 people.
But I disagree.
It doesn't work that way.
And before you say that, I think the clear point is, if she's talking about, I've met a person, I like them, I'm going to date them. Yes, it should be 1. But the crew, the roster, if you meet 5 dudes at Park, you haven't picked one yet.
All right, she just digging herself a bigger hole. That's just like, all right, she said, if you have a roster and you haven't made up your mind on which guy you're going to go with, that's just like when a woman said, and they said it in this video, just like a woman says that the right man, if the right man comes along, he can, you know, I'll be feminine for him, or I'll be submissive to him. If you don't already display that, then you won't have that. You won't be able to be feminine for that guy. What she'll be doing is masking her you know, the fact that she's a feminist, masking the fact that she is masculine. And so after a while, once she, you know, then she'll grow to resent that man, because she'll think that that man is controlling her. And then, you know, that'll lead into a whole Remy Ma and Papoose type of situation, right? So you know, these type of women, if they're not on point from the jump, then you need not even waste your time with these type of women.
Date all 5.
I just can't do it. I disagree.
I disagree. Because even in marriage, you're not giving 100% in your marriage. Like, I've been married for 15 years, been with him most of my life. You're not giving 100% in your marriage. You're giving. Sometimes you have 50, sometimes you got 80, sometimes you got 10, and hopefully he gives you what you're lacking. However, in in the dating pool, I just feel like for me, I've been engaged to 3 times, and every person that I would say.
I bet you the reason why this lady has been engaged 3 times and not been able to make it to the altar is because she don't give the impression that she is all in, you know. And so let me listen to what she's gonna say though.
Say proposed to me, I wasn't giving 100%. I was dating other people.
Oh, wow.
And I felt like I was being my full genuine self in that moment with them. You know what I mean? But I was not giving 100% of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was giving the happiest part of me, the happiest space that I was in when I was with that person. I was not. And so
that is a good point, because she's saying that people look at giving 100% as the good stuff.
Yes.
But the 100% is all the stuff. And all y'all really want is the good part.
The good.
She don't know what men want. She really don't. But all right, so if you are in a relationship, and I think the way to look at it is, if you're building a life with another person, but y'all building a life for yourself. And so when you don't put in everything that you have, then you're cheating yourself. That's like you're cheating yourself. That's like when people play sports. If you take shortcuts in a sport, you're going to lose. You know, if you don't give your all in a sport, you're going to lose. Imagine getting into a boxing ring with somebody and you only going to get, you know, you be like, tonight I only got 50%. You going to get yourself hurt. And that's how life works. Like you can't cheat life. You know, you can only cheat yourself. And that's one thing that these women don't get. So, you know, she talking about, I only give 50%. And that's not a lot of, like, men who have a purpose, men who are focused, they give 100%. You know, like they are fully committed to making these relationships or whatever they got going on work. And the reason why they because it affects them. You can't go in like half-heartedly and say, I'm only going to give 50%, or I'm only going to do this, I'm only going to do that. They don't do that. And they don't do it for selfish reasons. It's not like they don't do it because they don't, you can have the attitude that I'm not going to do this because I don't want to hurt this woman. I don't want to waste her time. You can have that attitude. But most people do things out of self-preservation. Like, I don't want to waste my time. I'm focused. I'm building for my future. So I can't play with this. But these women lack the wisdom to understand that they are playing with their own future. And they think that they are outsmarting these men who are in a pool that they don't even want to be in. Right. They're in a dating pool because earlier in this video, she said that men with bad knees and CPAP machines and all this stuff be approaching her. Right. Had she been on point early in her life, she wouldn't be in the dating pool that she's in right now. So that's her fault that, like guys who she is not attracted to are coming up with her. The longest that she stays unmarried or out of a relationship, the more likely it is that she'll find herself in a dating pool that she's not happy with, and so basically that's how it works. But let me get to some more of their comment.
Actually not true.
What would you like, Marcel?
Melita did say she was engaged 3 times. so all I'm saying is she said she didn't give him 100%. So I don't think I've ever been in a relationship and I didn't give it 100%. And I was when I was married, I gave it 100%.
Right. That's and you give 100% because it affects you. Like I said, you cannot go into a boxing ring or a football game, you know, like when y'all wearing pads and playing tackle and stuff like that, you don't have any choice but to give 100% if you want to come out of that situation healthy. Or if you get into a street fight, you know, like that adrenaline start rushing, you're gonna give 100% because your health, your actual health is at stake here. So when you hear a woman or anybody say, I ain't put my all into it, that's not the kind of person that you want to be in a relationship with anyway. You know, they look for guarantees like, you know, I'm not gonna put 100% in there because I'm not gonna win. Well, you may as well not even play. You know, you may as well not even compete, you know, if you're not gonna put 100% in. I would never deal with nobody who talk like this.
You feel like you gave it 100%, or was it at times that you gave it 100%?
I mean,
nobody gives 100% at all times in their marriage.
Longevity is going to wear you down, but I think that anybody that's been married, you giving it, you should be giving it everything you
look at her
give it when you walk through the door every day, or it's not going to work out.
I felt like I gave my marriage of over 20 years 100%.
Yeah.
But the 100% changed.
Exactly.
Because if I was in a space where I was not 100% myself,
right,
but I would still give you that 100%, but I might only be 50% Tanya today. Yeah. But I'm gonna give you 100.
I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I'm only going to give you 50% Tanya, or I don't know. I just know that if you don't, in certain, I would like to pose them, like have them respond to my scenario about getting in a boxing ring or playing football, or even if you get into a fight with somebody, your health is at risk. You can't compete in life if you don't give 100%. You know, and so what that means is these women are looking for the easy life. They want, you know, they want to be the boss, but they don't want to pay the cost. They want to be the boss and then split the cost with the man that they're in a relationship with, you know, and life don't work like that. That's why they can't find, you know, certain kind of men. But I'm gonna listen to a little bit more of this, then I'm gonna leave it alone.
100% or my 50%. You know,
that's good. So that's what I mean.
No, I am. I'm always going to give 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is for me on that day. I just can't do it. And I feel like the last time I did do that, I was probably in my 20s, where I could date multiple people. Maybe it's an age thing. I just can't keep up with that many Negroes.
I think it's a wisdom thing, right? You know, like, and you'll hear, like, some guys will even say the same thing, like, you know, they're ripping and running, guys are ripping and running with a whole bunch of different women. Then you realize, man, that if you want something significant, you want something that's going to be lasting, or you want something that you're going to grow from, you can't have 3, 4, 3 women. As a man, you can't do that. You got to be all in, putting all your eggs in one basket, you know, and that's it. You can't. I mean, not if you're trying to build something long lasting and something that's, you know, that's going to be that's sustainable.
To know that, I mean, I have gone out with somebody that it only lasted 6 months, and I gave them 100% for those 6 months. I didn't feel any type of way about walking away from the situation because it didn't work out.
Right.
And I didn't feel cheated out of giving my 100%. I did not at all, because I always know I'm going into it. This can go either way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think, and the reason why you don't feel cheated when you give people 100% and things don't work out is also too, you gain wisdom from that relationship. You know, like that relationship or that encounter you have with that person, you do gain experience and wisdom from that, you know. And then so what you learn is you can't control other people. The only person you can really control is yourself, you know. And if it don't work out, it don't work out, but that don't mean you don't give 100%. And yeah, those, the other 2 ladies on this panel, like, they really don't get it at all. You know, the guy, he understands it, and the lady in the white in this white blazer.
And so
I think
I'm
you're
open to
always
that.
going to have that
but I
one
haven't been dating
person
that long either.
that you're dealing with, that you're giving 100% to. You're going to have that one person, and then you're going to have your little sprinkles here.
She's true.
Yeah, she
But
is.
another,
It's always going to be one dude in your life at all times that you like. Oh, he the one that I'm gonna drop everything for. I got one. So
She don't have nothing. She talking about she got one. If you have one, then you would build on that. She don't have nothing. And just like that guy just said, she tripping. What she doing is not only she's lying to herself, because like she's lying to herself because the guy immediately said that she's tripping. So she's lying to herself. The lady in the white blazer, I don't believe that the lady in the white blazer believe her. I don't believe none of these women up here really believe her. She's lying to herself. And that's really the worst thing you could do is lie to yourself.
he called. What time? It's always one. And then the rest, it's like when I get around to you.
yeah.
But we all got the one that we're going to give 100% to. So that's all I'm saying. But I just feel like when you're dating, it's an interview process. You don't interview one person when you hire for your business.
I don't.
You interview several people, and
like
they should be trying to get the job of dating.
Yeah, she the more she talked, the more she dig herself a hole. And like I said in another video, like about dating, like men, when men go into a store, they go into the store most of the time. Men go in the store and they get what they need and they come out. So when women go into a store, they do a lot of shopping, and a lot of times they come out with a whole bunch of things. They overspend, and then they come out with a whole bunch of things that they didn't need. And so that's my analogy, like when it comes to dating and her approach to dating. You know, she want to go in the store and she want to get not only what she need, but she want to get everything else too, right? And you know, she's really just digging herself a hole with all these comments that she made.
You seriously, but you got to remember, especially in this area, I feel like everywhere, God, it's not a lot of commitment. It's a lot of situationships. We just kind of kicking it.
That became normal.
You my dude, but you ain't my dude. It's so much of that
I agree.
that it's not really. No one has clearly defined roles like you used to. Even back in the 90s, y'all went out 3 times. He bought you a teddy bear and said we go together. Now it's like you be like, oh, we cool, we together, but we not together.
But maybe also
And there's a lot of that. You know, so if I'm gonna be together, not together, I'm gonna have 4 of y'all.
yeah. Maybe
But
that's
you only sleeping with one. Let's put that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like 4 men, a whole bunch of different men is just gonna show up for you, take you out, give you money, and then you not sleeping with these guys. So yeah, she had to throw that in just so you know people wouldn't come for her and call her, you know, a 304. But I mean, she exposed herself, and a lot of times that's what these women do. They expose themselves. It don't take a whole lot of conversation with these women to realize like what kind of, you know, where her mindset is and what kind of person she is. And then so, you know, she could be sitting and talking to somebody that she met at a business function or something like that. And I'm telling you, it'll take like a 5-minute or 10-minute conversation. And then, you know, the guy be polite, but he will be like, yeah, that's not my cup of tea. And he'll just move on, you know, because he sees where her mentality is. Yeah, so that's my take on it. You know, like I said, that video with them probably was about 40 minutes. She said a whole lot of interesting things, and everything that she said in that video, basically, she just exposed herself, you know, and that's basically what happened. She exposed herself. And so if you on your purpose and as a man and your focus, you'll be able to see, you know, through a woman like her immediately, you know, immediately. And so, yeah, that's my take on it. I just wanted to make a second video because, like I said, that podcast probably was about like 40 minutes long, you know, and it's some more interesting things on there that she said. But I pretty much, I think, just about covered, you know, that whole podcast. And like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also leave a comment. Let me know what you think about you know, this lady in this video. I'm not even trying to knock her. I just think that she do more harm to herself than she probably do to you know, any man in her life, because you know, it's she do harm to herself with that mentality and that attitude. But yeah, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.